put up a 17-7 lead. The Kettleers trailed 17-0. They put up 5 runs in the fourth. It looked like we were going to have a ball game on our hands. It was only a 2-run deficit, but Falmouth just kept chipping away at the Cotuit pitchers. And lo and behold, after the 6-run 7th inning that the Doors put up, they hold a 10-run edge. Leadoff man Logan Davidson steps in, batting from the left side. He's had quite a day too, reaching 4 of 5 plate appearances. He's driven in 3 runs, including a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. Clemson Tiger facing off against Luke Chevalier. Clouds are starting to roll in with some pink accents here at Lowell Park, as the Kettleers try and bring it home here, down by 10, as Chevy deals in a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Sam Niederman alongside Sam Brief. Glad that you're with us here on this Thursday evening. Doesn't really feel like a Thursday with the holiday yesterday. So 1-1 to Davidson is pinned on the outside corner for a 1-2 count. But one of the better weeks here in Cape Cod. Everybody's out to play. Nice weather, nice and hot. It was a good day today. There's a 1-2, swung out and missed by Davidson, and Chevalier sets him down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Nice job by Chevy that time. I might have some more trivia for you.
Okay, okay.
If you're game.
Let's do it, baby.
I've been doing a little research to try and find, I knew this wouldn't be the total for the most runs ever scored in the Cape League game. 17 runs today for Falmouth. That's tied with Wareham for the most runs scored this season by a single team. So you tell me most runs ever in a Cape League game.
I just have to guess the number.
Guess the number and a bonus if you tell me the team, and a huge extra quadruple bonus if you tell me the losing team.
Okay. 0-1 to Maverick Hanley is upstairs. 1-1 the count with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the 8th. I'm going to guess that Cotuit set the record and they put up 29 runs in a game against the Hyannis Mets.
You're lowballing it.
Oh my.
You got to go up.
I'll say 33 as there's a called strike on the outside corner to Hanley, 1-2. 33 from Cotuit. I'm still going to stick with it against the Mets, the Hyannis Mets.
You really think it's against Hyannis?
I really think it's against Hyannis. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2 on Hanley.
Well, the record, I'll tell you, you're low. 45 runs.
Oh, my.
Back in 1963, Bourne scored 45 runs in a single game.
Wow.
They had 31 hits, 51 total bases, 56 total at-bats. They won the game 45-1 against Otis.
Otis. There's a pop fly into deep left field from Maverick Hanley. That ball near the foul pole in foul territory. It goes out of play. Michael Tolia tried to leap up and make a play on it. So Otis took the fall.
That's why I said you'd get
Otis.
A quadruple guess, because of
gosh.
course Otis is no longer a team, but it was in 1963 when they got shellacked by Bourne 45-1. Of course, that's the record for biggest winning margin as well, at 44 runs. So hey, 17-7's nothing.
Yeah. That's not even a football score. That's like a cricket score or something like that.
In a football game.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty impressed.
No, you can't score 1 in football, so that dispels that idea. Wow, 45-1. I wonder if Otis just suspended the franchise after that game. There's a pop-up from Hanley that goes out of play. It's still a 2-2 count.
Certainly were not really heard of since. Had you heard of Otis?
I probably, in my Cape League readings, when I was trying to study up heading out for the summer, I probably saw an Otis listed in some of the pre-modern era teams. But they'll certainly be burned in my memory forever after that stat. There's a swing and a miss. Hanley goes down swinging, and Luke Chevalier with 2 strikeouts in this inning to head to the middle of the 8th. Kettleers still down 17-7 against the Falmouth Commodores. Kent's at the plate when we come back here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning at Lowell Park. Kettleers trailing Falmouth 17-7. Mitchell Miller still out on the mound. Kettleers will be sending up 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Looks like Mike Roberts is going to clear his bench. Eric Jones and Adam Oviedo getting ready to take some swings, and then maybe Duke Ellis, depending on what pinch hitting situations we see. Sam Niederman alongside Sam Brief. Kettleers down by 10 runs, so we're glad that you're with us still tonight, as the Kets will look to find some consolation here in the final inning. Eric Jones will start things off. He's pinch hitting for Zach Bierman. Bierman finishes the day 1 for 3 with a run scored back in the 4th inning. And EJ will come to the plate. Good to see Eric coming off the bench and get a chance here with the 10-run deficit. What will be interesting here is Jones substituted for Bierman. Wonder if Coach Roberts will keep him at first base defensively. We know that Jones is capable of playing either corner of the infield and catching. Have not seen him play first this season. He takes a ball off the plate, 1-0.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. I bet my bottom dollar that a guy who can play third and catcher respectively could whip it over to first.
Ground ball to second base. Edouard Julien into the ball game. He throws it on to first, 1 down. Another pinch hitter for Cotuit, Adam Oviedo, replacing Corey Wood here in the 8th. Kettleers trailing 17-7. Obi will bat from the right side with 1 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch from Miller, a strike right down the middle. Peyton Burdick also off the bench. He's in the off-deck circle. He'll be pinch hitting for Duke Ellis. A 1 from Miller off the plate, 1-1.
So how about 6 home runs today between these two teams? Falmouth came in with a league worst 5 home runs on the season. They almost matched that with 4 today.
Swing and a miss from Oviedo. It's 1-2.
Not a bad football matchup. Clemson on the mound. TCU at the plate.
Yeah.
Program that's come on really strong this decade.
I would say they fizzled though.
They did.
In the last, they had their
years
with
in
Andy
2000.
Dalton. Yeah, and with Dalton in 2010,
that was when they played
11. Wisconsin.
My Wisconsin Badgers.
And they won, right?
TCU won, unfortunately.
That's right. It was like 21-19,
yep.
right?
Right on. Wisconsin went for a 2-point conversion at the last second.
That's right.
TCU's middle linebacker. All I
Tank?
remember,
I think it was his name was like
43
Tank.
is
Yes.
all I remember. He batted down a pass that would have been a 2-point conversion.
I forget that guy's name. I'm going to look it up now. I was going to say that without even referencing the specific play. Oviedo takes a called strike on the inside, and he goes down looking for out number 2. I think it was Tank something, like Tank Barnhart, but I'm thinking of Tucker Barnhart for the Reds.
Right on.
It was Tank something maybe. I don't know. Remember Tank Johnson for the Chicago Bears?
Of course I remember Tank Johnson for the Bears. How could I not, man?
All right, I just put in a Google search, TCU linebacker 2011. Peyton Burdick is a pinch hitter with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of 8. It's a 17-7 beatdown.
There it is. I see it on your Google screen.
Tank Carter, that's his name. There we go. He looks like he went on to play for the Browns.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That can't be good for him. That must be why we haven't heard from him since.
Ricky Tank Carter Jr. So his real name is Ricky. He was one of those neck pad linebackers.
You know what's interesting is, and I'm going to have to go through my notes and dig it up, but there's a player on Falmouth whose nickname is Tank.
Okay, you find that. I mean, that's like parallel universe right there if we find that.
That'd be worlds colliding.
Yes.
Our discussion of TCU football would really come full circle here with the Falmouth
Matching
Commodores.
vibrational frequencies here at Lowell Park. Oh, my goodness. A 2-2 count on Bird. He lifts one high in the air, playable on the left side of the infield. Davidson will come in. And he'll make the catch, and that retires the side. We head to the 9th, almost there here at Lowell Park. Falmouth up 17-7. We'll be right back. This is Cotuit Kettleers baseball here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. All right, here we are, 9th inning of play, and Falmouth will get one more crack at it at the plate. They're trying to chase down Wareham's season run record so far of 17 in a single game. They're up 17-7 on Cotuit as Luke Chevalier remains on the mound for the Kettleers with a 1-1 count on Austin Langworthy out of Florida. Chevy on the mound, out of the stretch is 1-1, in there for a called strike 1-2. Last thing we were talking about TCU football because Adam Oviedo came up to the plate. Tank Carter, one of their 2011 Rose Bowl team members who made a big play on Sam's Wisconsin Badgers. Of course, we go back to that, and Sam was saying in a parallel universe that he remembered one of the players either on Falmouth or in his Cape League notes was nicknamed Tank, and that player was
Colin Simpson, catcher for the Chatham Anglers out of Oklahoma State. I have written down that his nickname is Tank because a high school coach once told him that he looked like a tank.
Wow. So there you go. It was Chatham. It was Colin Simpson.
Yep.
So it wasn't Falmouth, so we were almost there.
There's a Cape League connection
Yeah.
now, so we'll take any Cape League connection.
But that's an interesting nickname because as Langworthy fouls off another 3-2 pitch, it might be playable for Tolia coming over on the left side. It will be. He'll make the catch right near the line. That's the first out of the 9th here. But I had an old buddy of mine down at Alabama. I just wrapped up calling games with him actually this past spring, Morgan Academy basketball in Selma. And his nickname was Bullet. Here's a fly ball sent in the air by Stephen Williams, and that's foul near the pole and left. His nickname was Bullet. His real name was Jerome. But everybody called him Bullet. And they told me before I was calling games with this guy, they said, yeah, you're calling it with Bullet. I said, well, what's his real name? They're like, I don't know, it's just Bullet. But turns out his real name was Jerome. And the story of his nickname, I thought there was some cool story behind it. And it turns out it was just in 6th grade football or something like that. The coach said, oh, you're as tough as a bullet. And that was it. And he's just carried it on ever since. So Tank, Bullet,
That's
I don't know
like
if you have
Colin
any other.
Simpson.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you look like a tank.
Yeah.
Tank.
So there you go. Bullet,
You
shout
got any
out
good
to you.
nicknames?
I hope you're doing well if you're listening.
You got any good ones? Good nicknames for
I
yourself?
I
What do
never
people call
had
you?
real nicknames growing up. Never really did. What about you?
Oh, I had an interesting one in like 3rd grade. One of my buddies realized that my first name and last name both rhyme with different kinds of meat. So instead of Sam Brief, they called me Ham Beef.
Wow.
Very profound.
There's a 1-out walk to Williams, who will trot on down to first base. First walk issued today by Chevalier, and Falmouth has a base runner here with 1 out in the top of the 9th.
So throughout elementary school, people would call me Ham Beef.
Wow.
I'm glad that went away pretty quick.
It dissolved. I'm glad too.
Yeah.
Next batter is Kyle Stowers, right fielder out of Stanford, who's had a whale of a day after starting 0 for 2. He's now 3 for 5 with a 2-run double his last time up. Chevy with an 0-1 pitch. That's fouled back by Stowers.
And for the Kettleers here, you wipe it off.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the last game against Wareham, it's unfortunate that the Kettleers have had 2 in a row, but you just wipe it off and you got to make the adjustments. Coming into today, the adjustment was hitting. For tomorrow, it'll be pitching.
Speaking of tomorrow, tomorrow's game, the third of this 4-game homestand against the Bourne Braves at 5 p.m. We'll have the broadcast for you right here, wherever you may be listening or watching, as there's a swing and a miss from Stowers. Luke Chevalier with 3 punch-outs in his relief appearance today here at Lowell Park, and that's the second out of the 9th.
And Chevalier has quietly done a really nice job. Came on in the 7th, that 6-run 7th. He got tagged up a little bit, gave up a walk, a couple hits. All the bats were hot for Falmouth in that inning, but since then, he's been totally solid, getting a few strikeouts.
There's a line shot right into center field. Cameron Cannon keeps the inning alive. 2-out base hit, and that'll move things over for Will Brennan. So tomorrow, Bourne Bravos in town. Third matchup between Cotuit and Bourne this season. Second one here at Lowell Park. 5 p.m. first pitch. Broadcast start on Comcast Channel 99 and YouTube at 4:30 with a pregame show. Zach Kaplan and Ben Fisher, our beat writers, will have everything to get you primed up for the game. Then the live play-by-play broadcast to start approximately 10 minutes before first pitch. Whether you watch on Comcast Channel 99 in the Cape Cod area, on YouTube at Cotuit Kettleers, or right here listening on the Cape Cod Baseball Radio Network, Mixlr.com/Cotuit Broadcasting. 3 different avenues when we're at home. Of course, you can always listen online on the road here on Mixlr.com/Cotuit Broadcasting. All 44 games on Mixlr. Road games, so much fun. You love going on the road, and we love bringing the game to you. Here's an 0-2 count on Will Brennan. Chevy's pitch. He runs outside with a breaking ball, 1-2. Kettleers down 17-7 here in the top of the 9th inning. Trying to flip things over to the bottom of 9, where maybe the comeback of all comebacks, but first Chevy's 1-2. Popped up, out of play on the left side. And a lot of foul balls that have gone to the parking lot today, by the way.
That's why we park far away.
Yeah.
I remember the compliment we got when our first game at Red Wilson Field against YD. We parked far away. One of the Tampa Bay Rays scouts said, "I can tell you're veterans."
Chevy's 1-2, called strike 3. Nice slider on the outside corner, and he sits down Brennan, striking out his 4th batter of the ball game. Luke Chevalier, nicely done here for Cotuit. The Kettleers come to the plate one more time, down 17-7 against Falmouth here in the bottom of the 9th. Coming up next, this is Cotuit Kettleers baseball here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the ninth inning, closing time here at Lowell Park with the Kettleers down 17-7 against Falmouth, 8-9-1 due up for Cotuit in their last breath of today's ball game. Reynolds, then Salvatore and Robertson to face the left-hander and A.J. Block, who's back out for Falmouth. Saw him on Monday night in that 12-inning affair. Pitched in extras out of the bullpen. He'll try and mop things up here with his team in front by 10 runs on the road. 17 runs on 18 hits, 1 error for the visiting Commodores, 7 runs on 9 hits, and 2 errors for the homestanding Cotuit Kettleers. Ryan Reynolds to lead things off. He's got a 1-0 count here in the bottom of 9. Texas third baseman batting from the right side here as he grounds one hard up the middle, past a diving Logan Davidson, and into center field for a leadoff base hit.
So you're saying there's a chance?
If you have a chip, you have a chance, my friend. Falmouth still has 3 more outs to go. It's not over until they accomplish that task. Let's check on some Cape League scores. Top of the 9th, it's tied at Red Wilson Field. Tie ball game between Hyannis and YD, knotted up at 7. In Bourne, it's the Wareham Gateman with an 8-run lead, up 9-1. Mike Salvatore, first pitch swinging. He lines out to second base where Edouard Julien catches it. And he doubles up Ryan Reynolds, and just like that, 1 pitch and 2 outs, and the base is cleared. As Salvatore lines out to the second baseman, Julien. Reynolds picked off at first, and it's a double play.
That's an interesting game between YD and Hyannis. As we mentioned, the Red Sox, hottest team on the Cape. They've won 9 of 10. Hyannis, sneaky good at the top of the West, 12-7-1. Certainly, that's been one of the surprises of the season.
Other scores, Harwich up 2-0 on Brewster in the top of 5. Chatham and Orleans doing battle in Eldridge Park, and it's the Firebirds with a 3-0 lead in the top of the 4th. That's your Cape League scoreboard, 17-7 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1 to Will Robertson is outside, 2 balls and a strike. A.J. Block trying to land the plane here at Lowell Park. Robertson representing the Kettleers' last hope. Blocks 2-1, swung on and missed, and the count evens 2-2. Ketts down to their final breath. Block winds up. Here's his 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul on the first base side, and Robertson will keep it going for 1 more at least.
Will Robertson got on base in the 7th, so now he's been on base 17 out of 18 games this season. That's exactly what you want from a leadoff hitter.
Trying to at least extend the game here. Here's Block's 2-2. Check swing on a fastball outside. Rob Wilson, the third base umpire, says no, and the count runs full. Here's Block's full count offering. Down and away, ball 4, and Robertson walks for the 2nd straight time at the plate, and he'll keep the game alive with 2 outs in the 9th for Thomas Dillard. Kettleers down 17-7 on Falmouth. This was a 7-0 ball game to begin. Falmouth with a 3 spot in the 3rd, a 3 spot in the 4th. Kettleers posted 5 runs in the bottom of 4 to cut it to a 2-run game. But since Falmouth has outscored them 10-2. Pass ball behind the catcher, and that allows Will Robertson to move up to second base. A 1-0 count on Thomas Dillard here, batting from the right side. He's wearing the Ole Miss batting gloves now. He's got the blue Eastons on, still with Ryan Reynolds' Texas Longhorn cleats. 1-1 off the plate, 2-0.
It was interesting during the college home run derby hearing the announcers talk about Dillard's very thick, beefy wrists. He's got those giant forearms, and they tried to put a Fitbit on him for the home run derby, but his wrists were too big.
It's a called strike on the outside corner.
And I was chatting with him yesterday about how I have the opposite problem. My watch, I had to get a custom hole to make it smaller, and Dillard said he always has the opposite for his watches.
Time for us to start doing some farmer's carries and work on the grip strength.
Farmer's carries?
It's holding weights
for
the grip strength.
Those weightlifting terms that I'm unacquainted with.
Here's the 2-2 to Dillies. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. The throw down to first. Davis Sims catches it. And that's your ball game. The Kettleers fall to the Falmouth Commodores 17-7 on home turf. We'll be back with a post-game wrap in just a moment here on the Welcome back to Lowell Park. End of this ball game. The Kettleers fall to the Falmouth Commodores 17-7. The score, 17 runs on 18 hits, 1 error for the Commodores, 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for Cotuit. A dismal defeat today for the Kettleers on home turf. Mike Roberts getting set to address his team on the third base side. Not much to be happy about if you're a Kettleers fan, but the offense was clicking today.
Certainly a big positive in the offense department. A team that came in with 8 runs in their last 4 games, got 7 today on 10 hits. And for me, the story of the game from a Cotuit perspective, at least on the positive side, is Michael Tolia breaking out of a slump. We had been waiting for him. You know, he got here a couple weeks ago. We were waiting for him to really break through. And the big switch hitter did so today in a big way. 2 home runs in back-to-back innings, both long fly balls, driving in 3 on the day. That was a big positive. That 4th inning showed me what this offense can do, showed me the potential of this offense. Cotuit has these big innings every once in a while. Today they had one. It just wasn't enough because Falmouth just exploded for those 17 runs.
Falmouth tying Wareham for the most runs in a single game scored this season with 17. That's the most that the Kettleers have yielded this season, and unfortunately it comes at a 10-run defeat. Well, this one you just wipe it from the memory, put it in the rearview mirror, turn the page, whatever you want to say, as the Kettleers will move on and play Bourne tomorrow on Friday at 5 p.m. right here at Lowell Park, the 3rd game of a 4-game homestand. Hope to see you here at the park. If not, join us once again. The pregame show starting at 4:30 on Channel 99 Comcast here in Cape Cod, or on YouTube at Cotuit Kettleers. Or you can always listen live here on Mixler.com/Cotuit Broadcasting. 3 methods. You pick your poison to follow the Kettleers here at home. Should be fun tomorrow against the Bravos. Hopefully the weather holds off. That could be a factor, but we're ready for some more baseball here at beautiful Lowell Park. Once again, for Sam Brief and our entire Kettleers media team, executive producer Martha Johnston, Mason Orodisky, our director, Max Curran, and Robert O'Neill, who's driving the ship at the end of this one along with Max. A special thanks to our entire crew and to you for listening tonight. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow at 5. Bourne is in town. It's going to be a fun one. For Sam Brief, I'm Sam Niederman saying adios.